Okay, so this is the first in our series of 6 little videos about the 6 traits of writing. It's called Ideas and Content. Ideas and content is the first and most important thing when you start writing an essay. Okay, most of the information in this little presentation is going to come from the 6+1 traits condensed 5-point 3rd through 12th grade writer's rubric. It's also known as the one-pager because this one doesn't quite roll trippingly off the tongue. So, but it's copyright of 2010, Education Northwest, the people who kind of set this whole deal up. Okay? So, ideas and content, here's your definition. The main message of the piece, the theme, here are the main idea sometimes, with supporting details that enrich and develop that theme. So the ideas and the content is kind of what the whole thing's about. Okay, it's what the whole thing surrounds. Now, if you have a good sense of ideas and content in your paper, these are some of the things that we're going to see. Your paper should be clear and focused. You should have an insightful topic that you've thought about. And the topic should be narrow enough that you can handle the topic within the scope of that assignment. So if it's just a 5-paragraph assignment, you really only get 3 body paragraphs for which you can talk about that topic. So you don't want to talk about something too large. Okay, you want it to be a narrow topic that's manageable for the paper that you're writing. Secondly, the topic should hold the reader's attention. So, you need it to be interesting. You need to be writing from knowledge that you have, something that's interesting to you, so that you can introduce ideas that are fresh and original. Another thing that's very important is you want to anticipate what the readers might wonder about your topic and answer those questions. There's nothing more frustrating than reading a paper where it's begging this question the entire time and it never gets answered. That can be very frustrating, especially for me as a teacher who has to grade a whole bunch of these. Okay, so make sure that if there's kind of an obvious question that you need to answer, that you take care of that. Okay? But when you write from your own knowledge and your own interests, often your paper turns out the best. Now, you should have relevant anecdotes and details that enrich the central theme. Now, I want to point out this word, relevant. That means important. And things that actually relate to your topic. Relevant anecdotes and details. Anecdotes are like tiny little stories, okay, little things that happen that kind of prove your point. Okay, so relevant is here again, but you want relative, telling, quality details that go beyond the obvious. Okay, and make sure your ideas are crystal clear and that they're supported with details. Okay, make sure that you support all of your ideas with details. That's very important. Support with details. Relevant and supported with details. Okay? Now, here's the key question that you want to ask when you're starting to look at your writing in terms of ideas and content. Okay? Or if you're revising somebody else's, this might be how you frame it. Did the writer stay focused and share original and fresh information or perspective about the topic? So you got to stay focused, and the information has to be original, fresh, and an interesting perspective. Okay, so this is kind of your key question. So pause that right now and write it down. Okay? Okay, so that covers ideas and content. We'll be moving on to the next one in just a minute.